Good evening, welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Richard Ayoade. In the news this week, in Westminster, Jacob Rees-Mogg's children have been enlisted to help with checking that people are at their place of work. In Derby, attempting to avoid the paparazzi, Wayne Rooney regrets hiding in his mate's van. And in Devon, Neil Parish's web history reveals the entirely innocent nature of his search for dirty bitches ploughing. On Ian's team tonight is a BBC journalist described by The Times as having a voice that would sound soothing, announcing the apocalypse. Has taken a break from rehearsing that to be here. Please welcome Justin Webb. And Paul's team tonight is a comedian who I'm told is a big fan of Leeds. Me too, it does have an excellent art gallery. Please welcome Maisie Azam. We begin with the bigger news stories of the week. Ian and Justin, have a look at this.
That's the Prime Minister voting. The dog voted Lib Dem.
And the Prime Minister voted local Conservative.
There's Keir Starmer. Trying to remember where he is. That's the Scottish census. There's 5 of them. Anyway, this is the nation afire with the local elections. Look at them. We don't know the results yet, but we're waiting. On the edge of our seats.
Also, like, I didn't know you could take your dog in with you. Is that
It's a
common?
thing. As well as looking up tractors, you can actually Google dogs in polling offices. That's not a euphemism.
No, and whatever you do, don't Google bitch on a pole.
This is the local elections.
It is.
This is news that local elections are taking place amidst a cost of living crisis. What did Boris Johnson do this week for the first time since 2017?
He appeared on Good Morning Britain instead of appearing on the Today programme, where he could have had a perfectly easy ride from the sort of milk-soppy BBC interviewers.
He enjoys doing interviews, Nick Robinson. He had to talk about an actual person who was feeling the pinch, and he found it difficult.
Yes, he did an interview on ITV's Good Morning Britain, his first since one where he entered a fridge. Again, not a euphemism. We don't know what he did in that fridge. How was the Prime Minister tripped up by 77-year-old Elsie?
Physically, I'd like to see that.
Was this the question about trying to keep the house warm?
Yes.
And this was an example of his brilliant debating skills.
Yes.
Because an elderly pensioner said, "I'm so cold, I go out on the bus to keep warm." And he said, "Ha-ha, but you can only do that because I let you."
Let's look at Boris, how he answers this inquiry.
Let's talk about Elsie and what we're doing. And just to remind you that the 24-hour Freedom Bus Pass was something that I actually introduced.
It was not his finest hour. Anyway, he didn't invent that bus pass. That wasn't true either. She would have been entitled to go on the bus all day and keep warm anyway.
Lucky Elsie.
Yes. We do spoil them. Yes.
There was another very, very good moment. Susanna Reid said to him, "What are you doing?" And he said, "We're doing everything we can." And she said, "But could you do more?" And he said, "Yes."
Boris Johnson, of course, got into some trouble during the course of an interview before the election for saying he didn't know who Lorraine was.
Did you see the way Ian's eyes glazed over there?
I know who she is. She invented a quiche.
Exactly.
The point is, she won a court case against the Inland Revenue, didn't she? Because she actually plays the part of Lorraine. And I think the Prime Minister, if I could defend him, I think the Prime Minister
You really
was
do
not
want to
saying...
keep your job, don't you?
The Prime Minister was not saying, who is Lorraine?
No.
He was saying, who is Lorraine? In that sort of philosophical sense. And thus raising the tone of the election. It's possible.
Whether she exists.
Yes. Perhaps you should have asked, what is Lorraine?
That was Lorraine there. Proving that she exists. If Lorraine falls in a forest and no one is there, we know she does make a sound. When Environment Minister George Eustace was later asked about Elsie's
You've mispronounced his name.
I know.
Useless.
Yes. When he was later asked about Elsie's plight, he mistakenly called her Elsa. But of course, Elsa is in Frozen, whereas Elsie just is frozen.
Well, for heaven's sake, just let it go.
What advice did George Useless offer to those struggling with the rise in cost of living?
Buy cheaper brands of food.
Yes.
Home, supermarket's own brand sort of thing.
Exactly, yes. He told Sky News, generally speaking, what people find is that by going for some sort of value brand rather than own branded products, they can actually contain and manage their household budget. Mr. Eustace also pointed out that competition between supermarkets helped keep the price down of things like spaghetti. Not spaghetti, things like it. You can't get spaghetti any cheaper. While admitting that it's harder to keep prices down on other items such as chicken and poultry. There's lots of good advice about, this issue at the moment. Advice to people facing huge increases in their energy bills. What did E.ON Next send customers through the post to keep them warm?
Woolly jumper, was it?
Come on, they've got to make a profit.
Bubble hats, woolen hats. Socks. Socks.
Yes.
Socks.
Branded socks. Energy company SSE advised companies to keep warm by having a cuddle with your pets, eating hearty bowls of porridge, and doing a few star jumps. Comments it later admitted had embarrassed the company. Culture Secretary Nadine Dorries. Culture Secretary
The
Nadine
name Dorries?
Dorries.
Is that how
I call
you
her
say
Dorries.
it?
She's still banging on about privatising Channel 4. But what did she say on LBC this week?
You got the clip?
Would you like the clip?
Yeah.
Sounds like you want the clip.
Play the clip.
Here it is.
Because they who's done that really well since they were privatised and a small number of years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, 5 years ago maybe, is Channel 5. If you look at the amount of investment Channel 5 puts into the regions and how well Channel 5 has done since it's been privatised.
And what
You
is the
talked
issue
about
with
how
that?
well Channel 5 has done since being privatised, but, Justin...
It was never publicly owned, and that is a little trickiness that, some people unkindly pointed out.
Have you ever interviewed her, Justin? You ever interviewed Nadine Dorries?
No, I haven't, actually, no.
Would you say she was the thickest person you've never interviewed?
No, not I would studiedly not say that. Would you really? Thank you very much. Nor would I say it before you start on anyone else that I either have or have not interviewed in the course of what was, until this moment, a reasonable career.
Yes. I can sense the nervousness from here.
Well, let's move to Jeremy Hunt. What is former Foreign and Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt hoping to launch?
Leadership bid, presumably.
Yes, a leadership bid. He came a distant second to Johnson in the 2019 contest, but according to the Daily Mail, is sounding out potential cabinet ministers if the local elections prove disastrous for the Tories. But one cabinet ally of Johnson told the Mail, Jeremy Hunt is Theresa May without the personality. While another said, I don't know what the question is if Jeremy Hunt is the answer. Does anyone know what the question could be?
What is an anagram of Jeremy Junt?
That's it. Or maybe the question is, what is the correct way to pronounce Jeremy Hunt's name?
Yes.
Here's Justin on the Today programme.
Express as elderly people would not be forced to sell their homes to pay for social care under plans being drawn up by the government. The paper says the Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt is understood to favour a cap on social care, which would limit how much people need to pay for.
I'm baffled as to why you were worried about the Nadine Dorries bid now.
What do you make of Jeremy Hunt's leadership ambitions?
Provided there are no consonants to mess up, then it's fine with me.
Justin, did you have the air of a man who's being interviewed by the police? For a crime that you know you've committed?
Local elections have been taking place. What do Tory strategists fear most?
overwhelmingly huge losses by the Tory party at the to yesterday's elections.
Yes.
I was astonished as everybody else when I tuned into the news on Friday morning and saw what actually had happened. Yeah, nobody could have predicted it.
They fear what they're calling a drubbing.
A drubbing?
A drubbing.
Yeah.
What's a drubbing?
It's when you go to a club and drizzle. I have no idea. We're recording this before results are in.
Yeah.
Unbelievably. So we'll just have to make something up. The results are in.
It was a draw.
I can't believe it went to penalties.
Yes?
What, fixed penalties?
Well, let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Are we going to see now?
Yeah, we are going to see now. But also we're going to talk about the top story.
All right.
Here it is.
Boris Johnson has spent his first night in prison. He was sentenced to 2.5 years for hiding assets to avoid paying debts.
Nagamon Chetty getting her tennis-playing, financially murky blonde Boris is confused there.
Oh, it's Becca.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, easy mistake to make.
It's easy to...
Wives, broom cupboards, children.
Yeah. Could have been Philip Schofield. Another council meeting being held on Zoom has become heated. This time in Australia.
Oh.
Shall we take a look? The meeting of councillors in a suburb of Perth had been going on for 4 hours, and Councillor Rod Bradley had had enough.
Councillor Mann. Councillor Bradley. OK, I'm just going to stop you now, Councillor Bradley. Councillor Bradley, you're being ridiculous now. If you need me to go to the standing orders, Councillor Bradley, you just turn off your microphone. You're acting like a child, and we don't think
I'm acting like a bloody cross
Councillor
councillor.
Bradley, I'd like you to turn off your microphone, please, because you're out of order.
I'm really cross
and
with
I'm
you,
trying
man.
to find
This sort of thing is absolutely
section
stupid.
in the standing orders where 13.6, it's serious disorder. And you can just basically not talk on this item now, and please just turn off your microphone, Councillor Bradley.
No, I won't.
Incredible.
There we go. We can't see him, so, you know, his oxygen tank may have become detached. We don't know. This is the news that the Conservatives were hammered in the local elections. And given we're recording this on Thursday, just to cover all eventualities, I'll do an alternate take. This is the news that the Tories were annihilated in the local elections. Also this week, Boris Johnson appeared on ITV's Good Morning Britain. He was interviewed by Susanna Reid, who was then angrily accused by the Daily Mail of putting him off by using the underhand tactic of being a woman. When Susanna Reid mentioned Lorraine Kelly, a clearly panicked Prime Minister asked, "Who's Lorraine?" "Don't worry, Boris, you've never met her, and she's not pregnant." Paul and Maisie, take a look at this.
Yes. Oh, is Kia making a curry that's spicier than his and Angela Rayner's working relationship? They're learning how to build a cabinet. Huh?
And there we are. That's it. Your horse is...
He ate his way
I
through
think
that
that's
thing.
the most MP. You know, like when you're in the pub with your mates and
Yeah.
you go, down it. Definitely in the Commons, it's just quaff it, quaff it, quaff it.
Yeah. How did Richard Madeley describe the event on Good Morning Britain?
Oh, well, this is the important quote of the week. I seem to have missed this.
I'm too busy watching videos of combine harvesting. Watching Good Morning Britain.
Yes, well, this is what Madeley said.
Yeah.
It was 10 o'clock at night. There were takeaways, bottles of beer, and social intercourse with 30 people.
Social intercourse?
That's right.
What even is that?
Well,
Have I had it?
The curry-based event by local Tory MP, Richard Holden. How did The Sun express this? So bear in mind, it's The Sun, they're working with Curry, they've got police,
Yep.
they've got one of the strongest writing rooms in the country.
Yeah.
What are they coming up with?
Curry and writing. Korma police? No, it wouldn't make sense.
That would have... In fact, that is slightly better than what they did.
Really?
Here it is. Backed into a korma. Pretty good. But then, this is why the writing room is so good. It works in depth. Let's go in close. Dull, na, na, na. OK?
The Tory press have been very, very keen after spending 3 weeks saying, oh, move on, get on with it, there's a war on, stop going on about parties. Then they spent 5 days saying, Beergate, Keirgate,
Yes.
Beergate, beer, pizza, pizza, no, curry then.
And then our friend Nadine Dorris, she tweeted a photo of Keir having a curry. And it was with this gentleman, and she said, and I think the article was from the Daily Mail, and she was circulating it around going, there needs to be an appropriate response to this, how awful. And the person Keir is having dinner with in that photo died in 2019. So that it's completely impossible, and especially
It's
when you
fake
think,
news.
especially when you think Nadine, as Culture Secretary, is in charge of making sure the spread of disinformation doesn't happen. It's completely ridiculous. Me and Paul were saying the exact thing when we were out for dinner with Bruce Forsyth the other night.
Exactly the same thing.
But before you pour scorn on this, do you want to see this shindig in full swing?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it gets pretty real.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Wow.
Whoa!
That's off the chain in there.
Yeah, that is social intercourse.
But also, they presented it as though this was a wild party at a work event.
Yeah.
And they're very keen to make equivalence between the one event here and the 50 fines to date issued on 10 Downing Street. Now, if you look at the two venues, it's quite difficult to make that an equivalence, isn't it, Justin?
Why don't they just say what you've just said? You know, it did drip out a bit. It caused them some difficulties, no doubt.
And they were a bit slow on your programme, weren't they?
They were very slow on our programme. Again and again, the question, have the police been back in touch? Well, I don't know. You know, why not just say? Why not just say what happens?
I think they're trying to appear as though they could be in government and sort of lie a bit.
The Times speculated about how the story might damage Labour in the eyes of the electorate and came to the conclusion that there was one thing in Keir's favour.
He's not Boris Johnson.
The Times think Starmer is protected by his own dullness.
That is a horrible bonus to have.
Who spared us from yet another inquiry into bad behaviour?
Is this Neil Parry?
Yes.
Yes, he resigned after being spotted watching pornography in the House of Commons.
Do we think that he was Googling a Dominator combine harvester?
Combine harvester.
That's right.
We think that's quite plausible,
Yeah,
don't we?
I think that's quite plausible. I mean, obviously the second time he wasn't, but the first time... But apparently, if you now Google whatever it is, you just get a picture of him.
Yes, that is right. The pornography by accident, he said, I did, but let the inquiry look at that. I will await the findings of the inquiry and then consider my position. Let the inquiry decide what my eyes saw. Cultural jacketines.
Jacketines?
Jacketines in several
what they're called?
shots. Let's have a look. Very nice. Always got something covering his lap.
In my day, we called that a jerkin.
I think it's... This week, Keir Starmer was faced with more questions over his beer and curry night in Durham. One Labour Party official has conceded that at the controversial curry and beers night, there were biryanis, rice and naan. So Angela Rayner was there. Critics of Labour have cast doubt on their claim that after drinking beers, they went back to work. But let's be honest, lots of people carry on working after they've been drinking. Pilots, surgeons, temporary panel show hosts. Do the picture swirl of news, fingers on buzzers teams?
Oh, look at that. That's lovely.
Yes.
That's not Whitley Bay, is it?
You are right.
Oh.
It's not Whitley Bay.
Yeah, you're right, it's not.
Are we meant to say what it's not?
Yes. It's actually Weymouth.
What happened in Weymouth?
Well, it's the news that a footpath in Dorset has been painted green.
Bastards!
Yes. Look, I said in the meeting earlier, this news needs to go up top. Do you want to see the paper before?
No.
Do I?
Yes, I did before, yeah.
Well, here it's before. And
Beautiful.
here it
Nothing
is.
wrong with that.
Well, have a look after. Oh.
I'm sorry, this is the worst news story we've ever had.
Why would they paint the path green
Yeah,
in
why
Weymouth?
has it been painted green?
because people wanted to go on it with their tractors. It's a field.
There actually isn't an answer. I'm really asking, why would they... The thing is...
Yes?
Local residents are outraged.
About what?
They're outraged about it being painted green.
But it's not green!
They said it was the colour of mushy peas. While local councillor Louis O'Leary compared it to Shrek. Let's compare the road to Shrek. Absolutely indistinguishable.
Spot the difference.
Yes. Do you know what else they've been up to down there?
Well, I don't know what, a dog farted? I don't know, I mean...
I'll tell you what's going down. They've realigned the curbs, they've resurfaced the road, and they've installed new drainage channels. It's a heck of a story.
I'm sorry, I'm going home.
Our green pavement's obviously a huge part of national identity, but what else are we known for on the global stage, particularly in Russia?
Providing arms to Ukraine.
Do you want to see what one member of the Russian parliament has to say literally to us?
Yes.
Боретесь с Россией, вы пытаетесь диктовать что-то континентальной Европе, убирайтесь на свой остров, кушайте свой поридж, ловите чип and fish из ваших уманных болот.
Наша оказалась.
Да.
Белая рыба для
оказалась
фиш-н-чипс
наша.
оказалась-то российская.
И молитесь на своем хом поросшую королеву.
She looks exactly like that pavement. This is the seafront in Weymouth, which has been painted a controversial shade of green. Locals have called it vile, puke green, and like Shrek. Though, on the Farron Ball colour chart, it is in fact Tuscan pistachio. Fingers on Buzz's teams. Here's the next one.
I don't want to know. OK, this is something that's fallen from the sky. It must be the remains of a meteorite. It's fallen from the sky. There's two neighbours here who are sharing the spoils of what happened when this meteorite fell from the sky and landed in their back garden.
You're right.
Go on, Paul, come on.
You are right. It's Louise and Rose,
Yeah.
Shropshire residents. They think they found parts of a meteorite. Locals in the town of Winchcombe have been hunting high and low for pieces of the space rock that fell to Earth 3 weeks ago, although out of over 100 possible sightings, none have been confirmed as meteors. What is it about Louise and Rose's rock that means it is not thought to be part of the meteorite?
She's clearly into a rock, though, because she's got an AC/DC jacket on.
That's right. Dr. Anya O'Brien,
Yes.
who is a member of the UK Fireball Alliance, heck of an alliance, told the Shropshire Star, in the case of Louise's rock, it is bobbly on top and not as smooth as we would expect a meteorite to be. Although Rose is having none of it, retorting, if it isn't meteor rock, I'm not sure what it is because it has only appeared in the garden in the last 2 weeks. Your move, Fireball Alliance. This is the news that two women in Shropshire haven't found part of a meteorite. It's big news. After searching the wheat fields of Shropshire, 4 fragments of meteorite, the search team leader stated, we have literally been looking for a needle in a haystack. You literally haven't. It's time now for the odd one out round. Ian and Justin, your 4 are Jacob Rees-Mogg, the Duke of Windsor, Jon Snow and Irene Sparks from New Zealand.
That's Jacob Rees-Mogg with his father.
Has it ever been established who his father is?
Yeah, no, he was born in about 1570. Duke of Windsor.
Yes, what was he famous for?
Being a bit of a fascist.
Yeah.
And abdicating from the throne, obviously.
Yes.
And working there as a consultant in a sex clinic.
What was Jon Snow famous for wearing while he was presenting?
Ties.
Oh, yeah, jazzy tie.
Yes.
Isn't there a Duke of Windsor knot? Isn't there something? Is that?
Oh,
is
yeah.
that something to do with it?
Yes.
So he's the odd one out because he's had a sort of like a tie knot named after him, while all the others are famous for wearing ties.
That is the right answer.
No, brilliant.
That is the right answer. They are all grabatologists, tie collectors, apart from the Duke of Windsor, who gave his name to a knot.
What did you say? What's the term?
Grabatologists.
A grabatologist?
A grabatologist.
I thought that was Donald Trump.
Yes.
What is a Duke of Windsor knot?
It's a thick knot.
A really thick knot
That
is the
deserves
Prince
more.
Andrew.
Jacob Rees-Mogg outed himself as a grabatologist in an interview with the Sunday Times this weekend. What item of clothing does Rees-Mogg not own?
Jeans,
Underpants?
Jeans. It is jeans. He doesn't own a pair of jeans. Just when you think you couldn't like him more. For those not familiar with Irene Sparks of Oamaru, New Zealand, what tie-based world record does she hold?
Has she got the most?
Yes, she has the largest collection. There she is.
What a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a fine line between collection and breakdown.
Incredible.
Do we know how many ties she's got? 10,000.
Higher.
10,000?
21,321, beating the previous record holder by over 5,000. So it wasn't even neck and neck. As a side note, I mean, in a way, this whole show's been a side note. What were you not meant to do to another man's tie in the 1800s?
Oh, you'll know this.
Why?
Oh, I didn't mean it like that.
There's no other way of meaning it.
No, I'm sorry, Paul. I meant you really like...
I look like somebody who'd know about ties in the 1800s. OK, let's see if I do know this. You're not allowed to twiddle somebody else's tie. You're not allowed to set fire to it. You're not allowed...
You were right with twiddle.
See?
You're not allowed to cut. Twiddling, or as we say in modern times, touching,
yes,
another man's neckwear was grounds for a duel. Dean Pugh of Worcestershire does not collect ties, but he does collect something. It's something edible.
Right, so it's something edible.
It's something edible.
Packet soup.
Good, you're on fire.
No, it can't be.
Yes, it's pot noodles. You're on fire, Paul. This is unbelievable. You've just reached the next level of consciousness.
Yeah.
He collects pot noodles. The self-styled pot noodle king claims to have eaten 4,000 in his lifetime. Here he is. We're just being wry. Here is what he actually looks like.
Wow.
Yes. He's recently acquired a pot noodle vending machine that plays music whilst cooking them. What else was special about it?
Oh, God.
What would still be in one of those vending machines? An old pot noodle.
How extraordinary.
A 14-year-old out-of-date beef and tomato snack, which he, of course, ate.
No.
Dean said they tasted awful. I could only imagine licking the bottom of my granny's knicker drawer. I don't think Dean had to imagine that. They're all gravitologists, except the Duke of Windsor, who gave his name to a tie knot. According to Wikipedia, the Windsor knot is sometimes referred to as a full Windsor to distinguish it from the half Windsor. A half Windsor, of course, is not a tie, but Prince Andrew's new status. Mrs. Irene Sparks put on her best frock to meet the press after achieving her world record by collecting 21,321 ties, though sadly Mr. Sparks didn't join her as he was upstairs trying to decide which one to hang himself with. Paul and Maisie, your four are Dean Martin, Rod Stewart, residents of Swansea, and Grant Shapps.
Well, Rod Stewart's a hit with the ladies, isn't he? Dean Martin, I imagine, in his day.
He was, yes.
Hit with the ladies. Out of the other remaining two, I'm going to put my money on the residents of Swansea, having better luck.
Is it to do with Rod Stewart repairing the road outside his house?
Did it?
Paul, I mean, this is...
Yeah, but that was it. That's not a wild guess.
Yes, it's definitely...
It's still an odd thing to know.
Pretty great.
Yeah, he repaired it because he said it was his Ferrari was having trouble getting through the sort of various potholes, and he'd phoned the council about it, and they weren't sort of doing anything about it. So he went out and repaired some of the potholes himself.
Dean Martin, I know.
Yes.
What?
There's one story about him. In order to get rid of people who stayed too late at his parties, and who he thought were boring, he'd ring the police himself, complain about the noise, and then get the party shut down. He used to say later that he pretended to be drunk because it was just much, much easier. And actually, he wasn't drinking. He was drinking sort of shandy or cider.
Yes.
Sort of.
Yes.
So
So
he
all
actually.
this time, he's got a reputation as this sort of party boy, loves the drink, and he was ringing the police on himself and having half a shandy.
Yeah. Boris is going to try this defence.
Ian's right, it's to do with noise.
So obviously the people of Swansea have been complaining about noise. So Rod Stewart's the odd one out because he's the only one that wasn't complaining about noise. He was complaining about holes in the road.
That is absolutely right. They have They have all made complaints about noise, apart from Sir Rod Stewart, who made a complaint about potholes. Let's see him in action.
This is the state of the road here where I live in Harlow. And it's been like this for ages. People are smashing their cars up. And the other day there was an ambulance with a burst tyre. My Ferrari can't go through here at all. So me and the boys thought we'd come and do it ourselves. So this is what we're doing, filling in the holes while millions and millions of pounds have been spent on the M11 over there.
It's a very, very clean high-vis. I'm just going to say that.
Yes.
Let's go to other pothole news now. What was notable about one particular pothole in Lincolnshire?
Somebody painted it green.
Here's BBC Look North's Philip Norton investigating.
Not Philip Norton.
And let me help you with just how big some of them are. I'm 6 foot tall, so when it was safe to do so, I climbed into one. There was room to spare.
Justin, this must come with the territory for you. Have you ever had to lie down in a pothole to demonstrate just how big it is?
It does come with the territory, and I sympathise with him. And look, he's brought it alive.
Meanwhile, how do they measure potholes in Fermanagh, Northern Ireland?
Feet and inches.
They put the weather girl in, but vertically.
Exactly right.
The weather girl.
It's not a weather girl, though.
Okay. The
Do you want to see?
weatherman. The weatherman.
It's the same
Or
method.
man. Or
It's the
man.
same method. Yes, but they use people vertically to illustrate depth rather than length, as local man Eamon Fitzpatrick beautifully demonstrated. What noise has Grant Shapps been complaining about this week?
Noise on trains, definitely. See it, say it's sorted.
Yes. Firstly, he launched a campaign to crack down on noisy boy racers by installing noise cameras, which I think are called microphones. Here's Shapps showing off the new cameras.
Oh, God, it's like an awful Top Gear episode.
What noise has been offending the people of Swansea?
Swansea?
Gulls.
It's not. A new interactive play area has opened, filled with objects that clang, squeak and hoot. It's not a good breakfast cereal. Shall we take a look?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's the biggest contraceptive I've ever watched.
Well, they have all made complaints about noise, except for Rod Stewart, who complained about the state of the road outside his house. Rod Stewart attempted to fill the potholes near his house with gravel and cement. He hadn't used so much cheap filler since his last Christmas album. Also, this week, Grant Shapps has introduced noise cameras to combat loud cars. Nigel Harris, the editor of Rail magazine, said of Grant Shapps, "He's the worst transport secretary I can remember."
Ooh.
Yes, which must have come as a huge blow to Chris Grayling, as something else is cruelly snatched from his legacy. Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication, Fireworks magazine. If you find it initially disappointing, don't go back to it. And we start with couple in Sunderland leave what at interval after expecting to what?
Dominator Combine Harvester show after expecting to have more fun.
Couple in Sunderland leave Sunderland at interval after expecting to find themselves in Newcastle.
The answer is the Share Show and see Real Share.
Please tell me the tribute show is called Share and Share Alike.
In Sunderland, the Real Share Show.
Should we answer the rest of the questions in the voice of Johnny Vegas?
That's Johnny Vegas for the rest of the round. We'll do it right.
Is it the Real Share Show?
That's right.
In Sunderland?
That'll cut in beautifully with what we've shot already, boys.
All you've got to do is give the answers Ian Mimes and we can dub him.
It'll be seamless.
Yes, what's the next? Apparently, they're loving this upstairs. They're saying, can it be longer? Oh, no. Yep. I've just heard a single gunshot. This is a couple who paid £13 to see a shared tribute act in Sunderland, who were disappointed not to see the real thing. It's understandable. I was just as disappointed when I went to see Jesus Christ Superstar. Next, to indicate when a firework should be set off, Graham would what?
Get the bloke from the Euros to set off a flare from his bum.
Fire a gun, bang a gun.
You're close with bang.
Bang, would bang 2 dustbin lids together.
He does some striking.
Hits the nearest person with a mallet.
This is extraordinary stuff. Hit his assistant on the head with a piece of wood.
Oh, my God!
Oh, no.
Extraordinary
How
stuff.
are you doing it?
This is from Fireworks magazine, in which Graham explains how he would communicate over the noise of fireworks. So while everyone else was going, ooh, ah, his assistant was going, ooh, ah. Next, Donald Trump feared what would be thrown at him at events?
Piers Morgan. It's fruit.
I need an adjective.
Oh.
Dangerous fruit.
Dangerous fruit.
Dangerous fruit.
What constitutes a dangerous fruit and what's a safe fruit?
A watermelon with a machine gun.
Yes. There was a very moving novel about this that was made into a BBC series.
The Grapes of Wrath.
Yes, exactly. Next man on verge of insanity after what for 166 days?
Watching ITV3. After straddling the thin line between sanity and insanity.
Googling
for 166 days.
I don't think you're going to get it.
No.
It says eating only raw meat.
Oh.
This is an American vlogger who has eaten nothing but uncooked meat for nearly 6 months as an experiment. According to health experts, common dangerous pathogens in raw meat include Salmonella, Clostridium, E. coli, Listeria, and Campylobacter. So, in a way, he's getting his 5 a day. Next, what quits what, saying, I've had a blast?
Catherine quits the wheel industry.
The answer is Anne Robinson and Countdown.
Oh.
Anne Robinson announced she is leaving Countdown this week, and according to reports, the current favourite to replace her is former Pointless co-host Richard Osman. Where am I going with this link? You might well wonder. You may have wondered this the entire show. It's just an excuse to show you this.
Give us your answers.
The top one is Caressa Dick. The former Sam Allardyce, Vince Cable. I think I'll go for Caressa Dick.
OK, do you want to say that one more time?
Caressa Dick.
OK, Caressa Dick.
Yeah.
If you can get below this red line with Caressa Dick.
Incredible.
None of us. I mean, we wouldn't know what that felt like, would we, Justin? And finally, to extract what from a crab, first you must what?
Oh.
To extract a Graham Greene novel from a crab, first you must insert a Graham Greene novel into a crab.
To extract affection from a crab, you must first...
Buy dinner.
Caress a dick.
I love the idea of extracting affection.
Oh.
The answer, of course, is DNA. And shave its legs. The UK-wide Genome Project is helping to identify species under threat of extinction, including sea snails, water spiders, and conservative councillors. Okay. We need a replacement for Maisie, who's just had a full breakdown. The final scores are Ian and Justin have 5, Paul and Maisie 8.
Oh.
No. Ian Hislop and Justin Webb, Paul Merson and Maisie Adam. And I leave you with news that Whiskers admits that an employee may have accidentally contaminated their latest batch of cat food with marijuana. At the Labour Party local election HQ, Keir Starmer tried to hide his anger from the laundry lady who put all the campaign's red flags on a hot wash. And following the latest pornography in the Commons scandal, another MP appears to have been circulating photos of an orgy. There was a very moving novel about this that was made into a BBC series.
The Grapes of Wrath?
Yes, exactly. Next man on verge of insanity after what for 166 days?
Watching ITV3. After straddling the thin line between sanity and insanity.
Googling
for 166 days.
I don't think you're going to guess it.
No.
It says eating only raw meat.
Oh.
This is an American vlogger who has eaten nothing but uncooked meat for nearly 6 months as an experiment. According to health experts, common dangerous pathogens in raw meat include Salmonella, Clostridium, E. coli, Listeria, and Campylobacter. So, in a way, he's getting his 5 a day. Next, what quits what, saying, "I've had a blast"?
Catherine quits the wheel industry.
The answer is Anne Robinson and Countdown.
Oh.
Anne Robinson announced she is leaving Countdown this week, and according to reports, the current favourite to replace her is former Pointless co-host Richard Osman. Where am I going with this link? You might well wonder. You may have wondered this the entire show. It's just an excuse to show you this.
Give us your answers.
The top one is Caressa Dick. The former Sam Allardyce, Vince Cable. I think I'll go for Caressa Dick.
OK, do you want to say that one more time?
Caressa Dick.
OK, Caressa Dick.
Yeah.
If you can get below this line with Caressa Dick.
Incredible.
None of us. I mean, we wouldn't know what that felt like, would we, Justin? And finally, to extract what from a crab, first you must what?
Oh.
To extract a Graham Greene novel from a crab, first you must insert a Graham Greene novel into a crab.
To extract affection from a crab, you must first...
Buy dinner.
Caress a dick.
I love the idea of extracting affection.
Oh.
The answer, of course, is DNA, and shave its legs. The UK-wide Genome Project is helping to identify species under threat of extinction, including sea snails, water spiders, and Conservative councillors. We need a replacement for Maisie, who's just had a full breakdown. The final scores are Ian and Justin have 5, Paul and Maisie 8.
Oh.
No. Our panellists, Ian Hislop and Justin Webb, Paul Merson and Maisie Adam. And I leave you with news that Whiskers admit that an employee may have accidentally contaminated their latest batch of cat food with marijuana. the Labour Party local election HQ, Keir Starmer tried to hide his anger from the laundry lady who put all the campaign's red flags on a hot wash. And following the latest pornography in the Commons scandal, another MP appears to have been circulating photos of an orgy.